Okay, so Apple's 2025 watch lineup has just dropped. And wow, it is a big one. We're looking at three totally new models, and each one has a really distinct personality. So today, we're going to break down the whole family: the mainstream Series 11, the super accessible SE3, and the beastly Ultra 3. We'll figure out what's new, what matters, and which one might be calling your name. Let's get right into it.
Here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll look at the new software experience that's really the engine for all these watches. Then, we'll dive deep into each model, one by one: Series 11, SE3, and Ultra 3. And to wrap it all up, we'll put them side by side to help you decide which one's the perfect fit for your wrist.
Now, before we get into the shiny new hardware, we have to talk about the software foundation. Because this year, it's all about making the watch smarter, safer, and just more in tune with what's happening inside your body.
And the brains behind all of this? It's watchOS 26. This is the new operating system, and it's bringing a ton of powerful features, not just to the brand new watches, but to some of the older models too. Let's look at a couple of the absolute biggest highlights.
First up is something called Sleep Score. And look, this is so much more than just counting how many hours you were in bed. It actually analyzes your sleep stages, how consistent you are, how many times you wake up, and then it boils all that complicated data down to one single, easy-to-understand score. It's built on over 5 million nights of sleep data, so you know this is a seriously powerful new health tool.
And there's a lot more packed in here. You've got Workout Buddy, which is like having an AI coach motivating you. The whole look of the interface gets a fresh liquid glass design. There's a new wrist flick gesture so you can dismiss notifications with one hand. Live translation is now in Messages, and yes, finally, the Notes app is on your wrist. Just a ton of great practical updates. All right, let's get to our first piece of new hardware. This is the Apple Watch Series 11. You can think of this as the new flagship, the one Apple sees as the ultimate health guardian for most of us. To really get the biggest new feature on the Series 11, you have to understand this number: 1.3 billion. That is how many adults globally are living with hypertension, high blood pressure, and here's the scary part: a lot of them have no idea.
So, to tackle this massive problem, the Series 11 is introducing hypertension notifications. Now, this isn't a one-time measurement. The watch passively, quietly, analyzes your heart rate trends over a 30-day period. If it consistently spots signs that could indicate high blood pressure, it gives you a heads up. Apple believes this feature alone could notify over 1 million people with undiagnosed hypertension in its first year. I mean, the potential impact here is just massive.
So what happens if you get an alert? This is super important to understand. The watch doesn't diagnose you, it gives you an early warning. The idea is to empower you. From there, the path is clear. You use a dedicated blood pressure cuff to log actual readings, and then you share those results with your doctor. It's designed to be a conversation starter with a medical professional.
So, wrapping up the Series 11, it's going to start at $399. The battery now goes up to 24 hours, and it has fast charging, so you can actually wear it all day and all night to get that new sleep score. The aluminum models are also twice as scratch-resistant, which is great, and gets an upgrade to 5G for faster connection when you're away from your phone. Okay, next up, let's talk about the Apple Watch SE3. The SE has always been the best entry point into the ecosystem, but this year it gets some truly huge upgrades that make it way more powerful than ever before.
Just take a look at this comparison. It's like night and day. The old SE had a screen that went dark and you had to tap it to wake it up. The new SE3, it gets an always-on display. The old one had slow charging. This new one has fast charging. That's twice as fast. And where the old one had just the basics for health, the new one gets a major sensor upgrade.
And what an upgrade it is. The SE3 now gets that new sleep score feature, it gets wrist temperature sensing, which is a huge deal for cycle tracking, and it even gets notifications for signs of sleep apnea. You know, these were all flagship-level features just a short time ago, and now they are in the most affordable Apple Watch. It's kind of wild. And data affordability is the real headline here. The new SE3 starts at just $249. When you think about it, an always-on display and all those advanced health sensors at that price, it is an absolutely incredible leap in value.
All right, let's switch gears. We're going from the most accessible model to the most extreme. This is the Apple Watch Ultra 3, the top-of-the-line beast built for athletes, for adventurers, for anyone who pushes their gear to the absolute limit.
The absolute killer feature for the Ultra 3 is true off-the-grid connectivity. It has built-in satellite communications. That means you can text emergency services, you can message friends, you can even share your location on Find My, all without a single bar of cell service. If you spend any time in the backcountry, this is a genuine safety game changer.
And of course, if you're going on those long adventures, battery life is everything. The Ultra 3 is a monster. We're talking 42 hours of normal use, a whopping 72 hours in low power mode, and it can even track a GPS workout for 20 hours straight. This watch is designed to last for days, not hours.
And you'll be seeing all that info on the largest and brightest display Apple has ever put in a watch. Thanks to some new tech, that always-on screen can now slow its refresh rate all the way down to just once per second. So what does that actually mean for you? Well, it means you can now have watch faces with a constantly ticking second hand without completely draining your battery. It's a small detail, but it's really cool.
So, there you have it. We've gone through the new software, the flagship Series 11, the massively upgraded SE3, and the powerhouse Ultra 3. Now for the big question. Which one should you actually choose?
Let's just break it down nice and simple. You've got the Apple Watch SE3 at $249. Its hero feature is just incredible value, especially with that new always-on display. It's perfect for first-time buyers or for kids. Then you've got the Series 11 at $399. This is the heart of the lineup. Its standout feature is those hypertension notifications, making it the best choice for the everyday user. And finally, the Ultra 3 at $799. With its game-changing satellite communications, it's the clear choice for serious athletes and adventurers.
You know, this quote from Apple's Stan Eng really ties it all together. He calls it an indispensable companion that supports you day and night. Across all three of these new models, that's the real goal. Each watch just achieves that goal for a different kind of person.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thought. When you have features that can passively monitor for serious conditions like hypertension and sleep apnea right from your arm, well, you really have to ask yourself, is your wrist becoming the true future of your personal health? Thanks for watching.